What is going on, Infinite Abundance family, and welcome to Quantum Manifestation University. My name is Jordan, and my mission is to help evolve the human race and create the new earth. I'm a light worker, a starseed, holding the vision of the golden age of human beings on this planet. And in quantum manifestation, we're going to be going over an 8-week process where you're going to get 8 pre-recorded videos, including this one. You're going to get a new video every single week, and you're going to get 8 live Q&A sessions. You're going to be getting 1 recorded video per week, and you're going to have 1 live Q&A session per week. So this will be the first pre-recorded video that you get. I'll be sharing with you at the end of each video. I'll be sharing with you what to look for next week, when you're going to get it, and how to move forward from there. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to pull on the whiteboard. And before I get into all the information, I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about my story. So for those of you guys that do not know, about 3 years ago, I had dropped out of college. I was playing basketball at Eureka College under Coach Chip Wilde. Shout out to Chip and the boys out there at Eureka College. I got introduced to Forex and network marketing, got involved in IM Academy. And over those next 6 to 9 months, I wasn't really getting the results that I wanted. I didn't really know what I wanted, to be honest with you. All I really knew was that I wanted more out of life. I knew I wanted to travel. I knew I wanted to help people. And I know I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be the best version of myself. You know, outside of that very simple, basic understanding of what I wanted, I didn't really know what I wanted. And after about probably 9 months of not really getting any results, I realized that, damn, like, it's not my mentor's fault. It's not the company's fault. It's not the business that I'm doing's fault. It's my responsibility. If I want to get a different result, I got to make different decisions. I realized like I had to start asking questions. I had to start realizing that if I want things in my life to change, then I'm going to have to change things in my life. And once I actually started making changes in my life, everything started to change for me. Right. And I'll kind of give it you guys a little bit of understanding of kind of the pain that I was experiencing back in that time, right? I was a pizza delivery driver. I was mowing lawns, right? Addicted to porn, eating so much pizza. I was getting unhealthy. You know, my whole life, my physical health was so important to me, but I had gotten myself out of shape, quite frankly. I was out of shape. I had no confidence. I was afraid to look people in the eye. I was afraid to make eye contact with anyone. I was afraid to pick up the phone. You know, that was all true for me. But I realized that, you know, my desire for freedom was greater than my fear of what other people think. And after about 9 months, I finally made a decision. I had a New Year's resolution back in 2019. I had a New Year's resolution, and it was that I'm not going to go another year without writing down my goals every single day. I'm going to start writing down my affirmations. I cleaned up my room. I got healthy, right? I cleaned up my room. I got healthy. Is this better lighting or not? I'm not sure. Hold on. I think this is better. Honestly, I cleaned. Maybe I'll get a lamp. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. Let me pause this. So I was at that point where I realized I needed to make different decisions. So one of the things I did was I got clear on my vision. I got clear on what I wanted. I started to put my affirmations everywhere in the room. I started to have a morning routine. I started to have a night routine. I started to meditate. I started to read more books. I started to listen to more audios. I started to do a lot of different things. We'll get into a lot of the specific minor details later on in this program, Quantum Manifestation University. But what I want to go over, guys, today is the first lesson, okay? The first lesson, as you guys saw on the title, is clarity, okay? So we're going to go over today, and by the end of this training, you're going to know exactly what you don't want. You're going to know exactly what you do want, and you're going to know exactly how to frame your reality so that you can focus on what you want so that you actually create it. Okay, these are the exact specific steps that I have used to quit my job as a pizza delivery driver, travel the world, make 6 figures online, doing what I love every single day. Okay, these are the exact specific steps. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Quantum Manifestation University. Would you guys like some background music? Let's get some background music in here. Right? Japanese lo-fi. There it is. Japanese lo-fi, or how is that? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, quantum manifestation. All right, no, we're going to do some frequencies instead. Quantum Manifestation University. Week number 1. Hopefully you can hear it. All right, let's get into it, guys. Week number 1, we're going over clarity. Clarity of purpose. Okay, so what I want you guys to do right now is get out a piece of paper. Get out a piece of paper, a pen. Ideally, you're going to use the same notebook for this entire program. Use the same notebook. Get a new notebook if you can. Hold on one second, guys. All right, get out a piece of paper. What I want you guys to do now is stand up, because it's important, guys. Like, yes, you can go through this course. You can sit down and take notes. Maybe lay in your bed. Maybe do something, do this, do that. Look, I'm going to stand up with you. Right? Look, because I'm going to stand up with you right now, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when you change your energy, you're going to change the quality of information that you receive. Because realize this, guys, it's not only just about the information I'm sharing with you. That's only one dot of the equation, right? The other dot is you. And you see, you're only going to receive the information that is equivalent to your current vibrational frequency. So if we can do this right now, and like I said, I'm going to do this with you. I want you guys to actually do this. Like, this is part of the program. Like, actually do this, right? Let's drop to the ground and let's do 20 push-ups, right? Let's change our state, okay? Let's change our state. Let's drop 20 push-ups right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Right? If you'd like, you could sing, dance, play some music in the background of whatever you're doing. But let's get ready to learn some information, guys. Let's get ready to learn some information. Okay? So what I want you to do is get out that piece of paper, get out that notebook, and write down just like as I'm doing right now. It's important, guys, you know, when it comes to Quantum Manifestation University, our goal here is, yes, it's to evolve the human race. Yes, it's to give you guys the results that you want. It's to give you the information that's going to change your situation, right? All of these are the goal. But ultimately here, guys, for us to get what we want, we got to also know what we don't want. Okay, we also got to know what we don't want. So we're going to write down a T-chart. Write it down on your notebook, right? Put the pain on one side and put the pleasure on another side. All right, we're going to use very general examples here of what you can put on here. Do whatever you please, but realize this, guys. This is very powerful to actually do this. Let's say, for example, it's financial pressure, or maybe no place to live. Gotta eat bad food. Don't know what I want. Confused, lost, dead. Girlfriend broke up with me. Unmotivated, lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, put whatever the pain is, right? Whatever it is, put it there. Or maybe you have maybe it's a job you don't like, right? Job I don't like. Or yeah, whatever it is. You got annoying parents. Okay, whatever it is, right? Now what you can do is on the pleasure, you can put the opposite of it, right? Financial freedom. My own place, eating healthy, know what I want, mentally focused, right? Know my purpose, right? Financial security, right? Maybe it's a dream relationship, motivated, right? Confident, doing what I love, right? That would be an example, right? So the whole idea is you got to realize where you are before you can get. A lot of times people will focus on what we want over here, and we're not realizing that we're sitting here. And I'll tell you guys a little story. Like, it's called the frog in the pot of boiling water, right? So if you dump a if you put a frog in a pot of boiling water, it'll jump right out. You see, but if you put a frog in a pot of water and slowly crank up the dial, next thing you know, the frog's be boiling without even knowing it's boiling. And there's a lot of people right now probably watching this that are in pain. They're frustrated, they're unmotivated, they're confused, they're lazy, but they're getting so used to it that they're not seeing it as a problem. But in all reality, guys, we want to use our pain and the anger we get from pain to actually focus and clarify what we want, okay? So what I want you guys to write down, put this in your notebook. Okay, put this in your notebook right now. I'm gonna put some quotes over here to the left, right? Put this in your notebook right now. Success is one decision away. Success is a decision away. All right, success is a decision away. Write that down. Write that down 3 times if you want. Write it down 5 times, okay? Success is a decision away. And let's define both success and let's define both a decision, okay? Success is, right? There's 2 definitions I'm gonna give you. Success is happiness, doing what you love, okay? Well, success is really a progressive realization of a worthy goal, okay? So if you have a goal and you're moving in the direction of it, that's success, all right? Now, what is a decision? A decision, and write this down, write both these down. Decision is when you know clearly what you do not want, what you don't want. When you know clearly what you don't want, turn your back on it and focus all of your energy and attention into what you do want. And this is why we give you the pain and pleasure T-chart. It really helps you clarify what you don't want so you can turn your back on it and focus on your energy on what you do want. So take a picture of this, write this down, whatever you got to do. We're about to erase this. I'll go ahead and save this for the notes. Let's see. And I'm going to give you guys a couple phrases I want you to write down, a couple definitions I want you to write down. All right. So clarity of purpose. What do I want and what do I not want? What am I experiencing right now that I never want to experience again? And what do I want to experience? What do I actually want? Right? It's important we know both of these things so that we can make a decision. And realize this, guys, when you decide, you see, decide rhymes with homicide, with suicide, right? Something has to die, right? Your goal, what you're deciding what you want, it must be worthy of you. It must be worthy of you focusing your attention and energy on. And realize this, guys. Realize this, that whatever you focus on grows, okay? I'm gonna write down some phrases on the left here that you're gonna remember and write down. Whatever you focus on grows. You see, if you focus on the problem, you're watering the seed of more problems. If you're focusing on solutions, you're gonna find solutions, right? Where your attention goes, energy flows, all right? So what are you focusing on, ladies and gentlemen? Are you focusing on the problem or are you focusing on the solution? Are you focusing on how, are you focusing on your past or are you focusing on your future? This is another kind of framework I want to give you guys right now. This is a framework that I love to use. I'm going to give you guys a timeline here. This is a timeline, okay? And right here is where you are. This is the now moment. This is the now moment, right? Okay. This is the now. This is the past. Okay, and this is the future. You see, the decisions you made yesterday got you to where you are today. The decisions you make right now are going to get you to where you want to be in the future, right? So you want to make a decision, right? It's important that you make a decision right now that, hey, I'm going to get what I want, and I'm going to use this course, Quantum Manifestation University, to actually go ahead and get what I want. And realize this, guys, you were not your past, right? Your past was just an experience, okay? Realize this, you are not your thoughts, you are the presence experiencing them. So write this down, guys, write this down right now. Your current situation is not your final destination, right? A lot of us right now on this call are on this webinar. Your current situation, you've been allowing it to define you in a way that you start to see yourself how you don't want to see yourself. You're in regret, you're in resentment, you're confused, you're lost, whatever it is. Your current situation is not your final destination. Write that down. Write down where you are is not who you are. Okay, and realize this, guys. If you're going through something right now, right? If you're being tested, if the universe is testing you, if you're going through these lessons, that's because you have something going for you, right? The devil doesn't go after people that got no goals, right? If you have a big vision for your life, that's why you're getting tested, right? You're going through the problems to make you grow, to make you stronger. All right, so realize this. You are not your past. Your past was an experience, okay? You're not your past. You experienced your past, okay? And realize this as well, right? If you can feel your past right now, if you can feel your past in your feelings, you can also feel your future in your feelings now, right? Does that make sense? Now, you have two choices today, right now, guys. You have two choices, right? You can either live, right? You can either live by a vision of the future or a memory of the past. And what I have found, guys, is that if we don't have a clearly defined future, automatically our subconscious mind, which we'll get into later on, I think it's either week 4 or week 5, subconscious mind, how to train your subconscious mind, right? If you have not clearly defined your future, you're automatically left with the memories of your past, right? That's going to be, you're going to think the same thoughts, the same feelings, the same actions, right? Whatever you think, feel, and do, that becomes your personality, and your personality creates your personal reality, okay? So for you to change, for you to make a decision, for you to change your future, you must change your now and realize that when you take care of the present moment, the future will take care of itself, because the future is nothing more than a continuation of present moments, right? Take care of the present moment, and the future will take care of itself, because the future is nothing more than a continuation of present moments. Okay? Write that down, right? So as you guys can see, hopefully you get the point right now. You got to make a decision, all right? You got to make a decision on what you want, and you got to make a decision on what you don't want. And you got to make a decision to realize, like, I need to focus on what I do want so I can actually create it. Right? A lot of times we go through life, we feel like, you know what, I'm just going to do what God wants me to do. I'm just going to do whatever everyone else tells me to do. I'm just going to, well, I guess I'll just end up where I end up. Well, guys, that's not how it works. You see, if you're drifting in life, you're just going to end up some random place. Like, realize this, guys, if you don't plan out your life, you're not going to get anything. If you don't know what you want, you're not going to get it. You're going to keep getting what you get right now. So I have a 3-step process for you to clarify what you want. For those of you who are like, okay, that's cool. I get what you're saying. I'm not my past. I am defined by the decisions I make today, by the thoughts I think today, by the feelings I feel today, and by the actions I take today, right? You know this, you understand this, hopefully by this point, okay? And of course, we'll have a live Q&A session going over this training where you can actually ask specific questions, right? But here's how it works, right? Right now, we are at, and I'm gonna erase this, so save this, take a screenshot. We're gonna go to the next slide. Okay? Right. All right, so right now we are at point A. Right now we're at point A. And I'm gonna do another line, okay? Okay, all right, what you want is point B. But there are actually three ways to define what you want. There's 3 steps. So we're gonna go through a little exercise right now, because I want you guys to think big. I want you guys to think really big right now. I'm gonna write down at the bottom. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna have you guys, once I tell you what we're doing, I'm gonna have you guys pause the video for about 1 minute to 2 minutes and write down everything you can think of, right? Right now, if money was no object and you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? Right? If you had an infinite amount of money in your bank account, if you just hit the double, quadruple lotto, right? 500 million is in your account right now. What would you do? How would you affect the world? Would you travel all around the planet? Would you open up schools for children? Would you help the homeless? Would you help people that don't have food? Would you give them food? Would you build a mansion? Would you get your own island? Would you donate to your church? Like, what would you do if you had all the money in the world? You knew you couldn't fail. Right? Odds are, if you're on this video right now, you have some big goals, you have some big dreams, and you really want to change the world, just like me. So if you had all the money in the world, what would you do with it? Like, you couldn't fail. Don't worry about if you believe you can do it. Don't believe you think it's realistic. Like, the whole point here is to think big. I want you to think much bigger, much sooner, right? Think much bigger, much sooner, right? Whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you're right, okay? Either way, you're right, okay? Either way, you're right. So the point of this right now, guys, and take about 2-3 minutes, write down as many things as you can think of. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. You're not supposed to believe this right now. Make it so big that you don't even believe it, but just write it down anyway. Okay, it's going to start to expand your mind. It's going to start to expand your imagination. All right, and realize this, man. The bigger the dream, the more magnetic pull that your dream has. Okay, so this could be like, let's say, guys, 25 years down the road, you know, you're a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? You're a billionaire in 25 years, whatever it is. Like, or let's say 2 lifetimes. It would take you 2 lifetimes. That's how big you want to think right now. Like, if you had 2 lifetimes, you know, by the time you're 100 years old and you're a billionaire, multi-billionaire, what would you do with the money? Like that's what we want you to think right now, right? Because that's where you're headed, okay? If you wish, if you want to. It's not always about money, 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 but a lot of us, we have goals and dreams to make more money. So think bigger much sooner, right? So take a minute, pause the video. I'm gonna pause this as well right now. Take a minute or two, write down as many things you can think of, and then push play. All right, guys, we are back. So what I want you guys to do, keep that in mind, put that on your notebook, whatever, and so on and so forth, right? That's what we are going to call, we're gonna erase this here, okay? This is where you are now. Okay? That's where you are now. And this is where you want to be, like we said, guys. This is the big goals. This is the long term. You could write it down a long-term goal. You could say the dream. You could write down the depth of vision. You know, you could say 10 plus years from now, 25 plus years, whatever it is for you. The time frame is not really the point. The point is for you to have think much bigger, okay? And what we're gonna do is, guys, that's called the dream. That's called the depth of vision. You're gonna have that far off in the background, okay? And on the way to that big dream, what's something in between now and that big dream that you can focus on and absolutely believe you can achieve, right? This is called the chief aim, right? A lot of people will also call this, you know, in Think and Grow Rich Napoleon Hill, the definite purpose in life, right? What is your chief aim? What is your chief aim? Okay. What's your chief aim, guys? Now I'm going to define a chief aim is a definite purpose, yes, but I'm going to give you guys a general time frame on this. Your chief aim is something that gets you really excited about, right? It's 6 months to 5 years from now. Something that you can absolutely believe, so you get really excited about, and you feel really good about it, right? So out of all the things you wrote down, this can help you to find out and figure out what your chief aim is. Out of all the things you wrote down, guys, I'll move this over here. Out of all the things you guys wrote down, rate on the scale of 1 to 10. Go back to that page where you just wrote all that down, okay? And on a scale of 1 to 10, write down each of them. What is your belief that you can achieve it in the next 6 months? What is your belief out of all those things you wrote down, the big dream? What is it that you actually believe you can do in the next 6 months, okay? Or the next year, like for example, right? Okay, so write it down like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe it's a 1, maybe it's a 0. You're probably gonna have a lot of zeros, a lot of 10s, right? So go ahead and do that right now. I'm gonna push pause, come back to the recording when you're done. All right. So out of all of those numbers that you've written down, find one that's a 10. Okay, maybe it's an income. A lot of times the best chief aims to have are a financial goal. So it's like an income maybe per year or per month. That's usually the best chief aim to have, okay, per month. I would recommend starting off with a per month income. Like the first chief aim that I ever had was hitting Chairman 10. And it was something that I was able to achieve in about 7 months after focusing on it obsessively. And we're gonna get into how you can focus on it obsessively here, you know, after we get into the next step, okay? So figure out what your chief aim is, and I'll just make this easy for us, right? An income goal that you absolutely believe you can hit, okay, right, in the next 6 months to 1 year, right? If you're an older person, you know, I'm only 23, so my concept of time is probably different. Like if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, you could probably put something, you know, in the next 3 years or 2 years or whatever it is for you. The time frame is completely up to you. It's not about the time frame. Okay, it's not about the time frame. It's about the belief. Okay. So I'll tell you guys a little bit of a story. Back when I was making $1,000 per month, I went to my second or third convention. I met a bunch of people that are making six figures, okay, online, doing network marketing. So I decided, hey, my chief aim is going to be Chairman 10, which is $10,000 a month in network marketing. At that point in time, I was making $1,000 a month. When I wrote it down, I did not believe it. Okay, I had 50 people on my team. I didn't know how it would happen. I said, you know what? I'm just going to write it down anyway. Screw it, man. I'm just going to write it down. Okay. After about 2 weeks of writing it down every day and focusing on it every day, I actually started to believe it. And what happened was unexpected things just kept coming in, right? Coming off of my radar screen into my experience. Things that I didn't know would happen or didn't know how it would happen. It just, opportunities kept presenting themselves, right? Situations kept coming. People kept coming to me, right? And within 3 months of focusing on my chief aim, my team had grown from 50 people to 400 people, right? And when I say focusing on the chief aim, we're going to get a little bit into that on week 4 with the subconscious mind on how you can focus on it obsessively over and over and over again. But I'll give you guys a little breakdown right now. So with your chief aim, you're going to want to create a chief aim phrase, right? You're going to want to create a chief aim phrase. Okay. And it goes like this. Your chief aim phrase will go like this. I am so happy and grateful now that I am allowing, okay? And we say allowing instead of earning because money doesn't have to be hard to get. If you say earning, it's like, oh, I got to put in all this work to get it, right? When it's allowing, you're having it come to you rather than, right? You're allowing whatever it is per month or per year, whatever it is for you, right? And then you can put a suffix phrase, as I help evolve the human race, as I positively impact the lives of others, or as I help others reach freedom, whatever it is for you, whatever it is your goal is, whatever method you're going into, whatever line of work you're getting into, chief aim phrase, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to want to create what's called a chief aim card, okay? And you're going to want to put your chief aim phrase on your chief aim card. And I'm going to go get mine wherever it is. Hold on one second. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go get mine and I'll show you what it looks like. All right. So I'm not going to show you what's on the card, right? But you can see chief aim. I am so happy and grateful now that, right? And I have a monthly income goal. It's on the card. Okay. And I actually have images on the back of the type of house I want to live in. All right. So the whole point of the chief aim card is you're going to keep it in your pocket. Okay. And essentially what a chief aim is, it's a goal or a dream, but it's more so the goal, right? The dream is more so the big picture, what we talked about earlier. And then the chief aim is something that you're going to focus on obsessively, right? There's a couple categories that you're going to want your chief aim to fall into. It must be something that you can get a burning desire for, something that you can get an obsession for, and something that you can focus on all day long, okay? And this is the number one cure to, if you're not motivated right now, if you're lazy, if you're confused, you're unmotivated, the first question I'll ask you is, what is your chief aim? Right? Most people don't have a chief aim. They don't even know what a chief aim is. You see, but if you have a chief aim and you have a chief aim phrase and you have a goal card, right? Well, guess what? You know exactly what you're going to think about most of the time. And Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret, says this. You see, we get what we think about most of the time. We get what we think about most of the time. So what's your chief aim, ladies and gentlemen? What is your chief aim? And what you want to do once you have that chief aim card is you want to put it in your pocket, right? Maybe make 2 of them, right? Put one of them in your wallet, put one of them in your pocket, right? The whole idea is you're clarifying that, okay, this chief aim is worthy of me putting all of my focus into. I'm sacrificing all distractions to focus and laser beam my chief aim, okay? Nothing else matters other than my chief aim. That is my main purpose, my definite purpose in life, my chief aim, because here's what you realize, right? Once you complete your chief aim, that gets you closer to your big dream, okay? And you want to have this major, massive impact on the world, you got to hit your chief aim, right? It's going to get you closer to those big goals, those big $1 million, billion-dollar dreams you have, right? But where a lot of people fail in the law of attraction is, they made $0. They haven't hit any smaller goals yet. And they have this insane big goals. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a billionaire. I want to have a private jet. And you haven't even hit 6 figures yet. I mean, a lot of times we haven't even hit the first 50,000, right? Let's relax. Yes, we know $1 million, $10 million, $100 million. Yes, absolutely. But let's take it down, right? Because realize this, success creates confidence. Okay, success creates confidence because when you get little small wins, that's going to increase your confidence for the bigger wins. Okay, so get the smaller wins first, right? I recommend getting something that you believe you can achieve, hit it, right? And then make another chief aim, right? Let's say, for example, right? Let's say your chief aim is 5,000 a month, right? Once you hit it, make your next chief aim 10,000 a month. Once you hit that, maybe make it 20,000 or maybe 50 or maybe 100. Depends on what your belief level is. All right, but I encourage you to not make it too big up front. Make your dream big, but make your chief aim big enough to excite you. Here it is, right? This is what your chief aim should be, right? Big enough to excite you, but small enough you absolutely believe you can hit it, okay? That's the key. It needs to be in your sweet spot, right? That's what the sweet spot is. That is what the sweet spot is. Big enough to excite you, but small enough you absolutely believe you can hit it. Okay? All right. So once you know what your chief aim is, now let's take it down into the day, okay? The day of the week. The next thing you're going to want to create is called a next logical step. Next logical step. Now this can be a smaller goal than a chief aim, or it could be a tiny step, right? What I have found to work best for me is I create a list of 3 to 5 things to do today that's going to get me closer to my chief aim, right? We don't have to worry about what we're going to do next week, next month, or next year, right? Write this phrase down and remember it, okay? Write this phrase down and remember it. Go as far as you can see, and when you get there, then you will see further. Go as far as you can see, and when you get there, then you'll see further. Go as far as you can see, and when you get there, then you'll see further. So you don't have to win the whole week or the whole month. Just win today. Just win today, all right? Because when you stack on wins, right? So for example, guys, let's just write this down. Let's just give me an example, right? Let's say, for example, your goal is 10,000 a month. Let's just say that's your goal. Maybe it's 5,000, maybe it's 20,000, maybe it's 100,000. I don't know. But let's just say, for example, it's 10,000 per month. Okay. So what you can do today, what can you do today that's going to get closer to $10,000 per month? All right. The first thing I would do, if that were my goal, would be find a mentor who has already done that. That would be my first goal. Find a mentor who's already done that. You know, what else I would do is, the first thing I would do is I would set up my environment to where I accidentally think about my chief aim. That's how I would set up my environment, where I think about it without even trying to think about it. Okay? And what's the next thing I would do? You see, maybe you have the how, maybe you don't. You don't want to get too locked into one vehicle. Okay? When I say one vehicle, I mean one business, okay? Because maybe there's going to be another business that you don't even know about that's going to come in off your radar screen so that, you know, you're actually going to be able to hit your goal, right? I would start off there, set up my environment, okay? Maybe whatever business you're in, I would make the third one or the fourth one or whatever, guys. I mean, this is completely up to you, unique to your own situation. I'm just giving you guys a very general example. Like the first thing I do, if I had absolutely no concept of what I'm doing and I was starting fresh from today, just made a new chief aim, what would be the first thing I would do? I would set up my environment and I would find a mentor. That's the first thing I would do. And what I would do is I would pretty much do what the mentor says at first, right? Do exactly what they say. And you're going to start to get your own unique twist on things as time goes on. That's what I would do. And I would start studying, bro. I would start studying and I would take action, whatever the action may be. Okay. It just depends on what your business is. And that's just an example of things you can do every single day. Okay. And realize this, once you complete your next logical step, that's going to get you closer to your chief aim. Okay. And then you make a new next logical step. That's going to get you closer to your chief aim. You complete those tasks, get you closer to your chief aim. You complete those tasks, get you closer to your chief aim. And then you complete your chief aim, guess what? That gets you closer to your big dream. And then you make a new chief aim, and you make new next logical steps. and then so on and so forth. Repeat the process over and over and over again. Hopefully this makes sense. This pretty much is everything I wanted to go over on this first recorded training on clarity of purpose, right? The big dream, the chief aim, and the next logical step, right? Week 1 in Quantum Manifestation University. Week 1 in Quantum Manifestation University is going over the clarity of vision, the focus. What do I not want? What do I want? All right. So to close out this video recorded training, what I want you guys to do, I'm going to give you guys a worksheet. So you're going to get this either emailed to you, message to you, or however I send it to you. I'll communicate that to you. You're going to get a worksheet. All right. And you're going to fill out your dream, your chief aim, and your next logical step. And you're going to be instructed. I'm going to save this. Okay. What you're going to be instructed to do is 3 things. You're going to want to buy some notebooks. Okay. At least 3 or 4 notebooks. Potentially more, but 3 or 4 notebooks. Okay. Buy some whiteboards. Okay. Get 3 or 4. Okay. And you're going to want to print out images, right? That's what you're going to do. You're going to want to print out images of what you want. And I'll get into more specifics later on, the subconscious mind, week 4. But I want to prime your guys' mind right now to think about what you want, because it's the more you focus on what you want, the faster it's actually going to happen. Okay. And I want you guys to get past these 30 days, satisfaction guarantee your money back, and actually have a result you want from this, or actually have information or insight that you needed, so that you can, number 1, complete this course and get the result, and number 2, so I don't have to give you your money back, quite frankly, right? Because my goal is to get you guys a result and evolve in the race. Okay. So print out the images you want. That's the 3 things you're going to do. And what you're going to do is you're going to write down on one of your whiteboards, write down those 3 steps, right? Write down the depth, write down the dream, the chief aim, and write down the next logical step. Write that down on the whiteboard. Okay. Okay, maybe you want to write down the pain and pleasure on the whiteboard. Whatever it is for you, I'm not going to tell you exactly. These are just ideas, okay? And the reason why you want to get these whiteboards out is so that you can you can think about what you want automatically, okay? You see, it's called automatic success. You see, success is progressive realization of a worthy ideal, a worthy goal. So if you know what you want and you're going after it, that's success, okay? Success is a decision away. Success is knowing what you don't want, turning your back on it and focusing on what you do want. That's what success is. So guess what? If you have whiteboards that are showing you exactly what you want, you can think about it without even trying to think about it. It's called, like, check this out, right? Out of sight is out of mind. Out of sight is out of mind. And you want to pay attention to 3 things right now. When it comes to beliefs, right? We're going to get into beliefs, and later on, it's one of the episodes, belief, right? Is you're going to want to know, what are you seeing, what are you hearing, and what are you speaking? Let's give you a little breakdown right now. What are you seeing, what are you hearing, what are you speaking? If you can control those 3 things, you can control what you believe. If you control what you believe, you're going to control what you create in your life. All right? So write this down. You get what you think about most of the time. You get what you think about most of the time. Okay? Now, if for some reason you don't have the funds to get the whiteboards, I'm going to give you guys a couple tips. Right? You can go to Home Depot, and you get basically it's like a 2x4, 2 foot by 4 foot. It's not like an official whiteboard, but I use them as whiteboards, and they're $10 each. They're actually $10 each. They're huge, bro. They're big size, $10 each. Okay. Maybe you want to put your affirmations on these. Okay. We'll get into affirmations. If you don't know what affirmations are, we'll go over that in the subconscious mind episode as well. Okay. But Home Depot, 2x4. Man, I might do the subconscious mind second, honestly, as much as I keep talking about it, but it'll be 3rd or 4th week. Anyway, Home Depot, 2 feet by 4 feet, whiteboard, $10 each. Okay. Or you could go to Target. Okay. And you could actually get a paper roll and tape the paper. It's actually only like $5 or like $4. It's like $4 each. Okay. And it'll give you like the equivalent of like 15 whiteboards, but you can't erase them. That's the only thing. You can't erase it. With the actual whiteboard from Home Depot, you can actually erase it. It's super cheap, right? It's super worth the investment because you're focusing on what you want. And look, if you have a printer already, or if you have extra money to put into this, I would recommend getting a printer as well. Get a printer so you can print the images, or you can go visit, Office Depot or a Staples, or maybe you at your apartment, place or a hotel, whatever, wherever you can go get images printed out, go print some images, right? Go print some images out, and you're going to put, you want to put images that relate to your chief aim all over your house. Because here's the thing, guys, right? You see, thoughts are essentially a feeling and an image, okay? So yes, when you have your chief aim, that's great, but you see, you want to have your chief aim associated with images in your mind, because when you close your eyes, what are you seeing? Are you seeing your past, or are you seeing your future? When you close your eyes, are you seeing your situation or your destination? Which one is it? Okay, because you get what you think about most of the time. Your goal is to get your goal into your subconscious mind. You got to get your goal into your subconscious mind, right? Your automatic thoughts, okay? That's how you're going to create it. That's how you're going to create it, okay? So I'll give you guys a little update. The next 3 weeks, what we're gonna get into. I'll give you guys a little hint, just so you know what we're looking out for. We're gonna get into the basics. We're gonna get into feeling good now, and we're gonna get into the subconscious mind. Okay, very exciting information. We're gonna get into the attitude, right? We're gonna get into the fundamentals of success. Okay. Things you're going to need. You're going to get the resources you need, books and audios, all that stuff. You're going to get everything you need from this subconscious mind, hacks, tricks, you know, and then the last 4 weeks, I'm not going to reveal that yet. Okay. Last 4 weeks is the super sauce. Last 4 weeks is stuff that I have never shared anywhere before. You may have heard the basics, you may have heard Feel Good Now, you may have heard subconscious mind, but you've never heard it in the way that I'm teaching it right now. You've never heard it before. Because I have new information, quite frankly. I have new experiences, new stories that you've never heard before, and I'm going to get into them in very deep detail on these next couple weeks. But with that being said, guys, get ready for the live Q&A. Let's do the, should we do it on Friday? I know I may have said we're going to do it on Wednesday or Friday, whatever it is, the day. I'm going to write it down. Let's do it on June 4th, okay? Let's do it on June 4th, live Q&A. Okay, live Q&A on Zoom. It's going to be on Zoom. This is what it's going to be: zoom.us/J/777-123-79997. Passcode infinite. Okay, we're gonna do June 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern, or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so I know a lot of people maybe have work during the day, they got family, they got things to do. Well, let's have it late enough to where everyone's off work, where we can get focused, we can set up our goals, get everything set up before the next day, and kill the next day, man. June 4th is a Friday. You're gonna have pretty much all weekend to get everything set up, and I'm gonna give you guys the next recording on June 8th. Okay, so today, as you're getting this, is June 1st. This is June 1st right now, okay? Today is obviously June 1st. Maybe you're watching this on June 2nd or June 3rd, whatever the case may be. June 1st is week 1, okay? Week one recording, okay? June 4th, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom is week 1 live Q&A. And then we got June 8th coming up is week 2 recording. Okay, so, all right, guys, with that being said, I love you. I appreciate you. Take action on the information you're learning right now. It's truly going to change your situation. It's not about what you do once, it's not about what you do twice. You see, as the great Aristotle once said, you see, we become what we repeatedly do. Therefore, success is not an act, but a habit. You see, we become what we repeatedly do. Therefore, success is not an act, but a habit, right? And I'll see you guys on the next one. Much love and peace.